Step 2 is about making your plan. You can make your plan of how you want to lead your life and the support you need to do that. This is very different from the old system in which most people wouldn't have much say in planning their own support. The care manager would have done everything. But now, with self-directed support, you can make your plan on your own or with a friend or a relative, or you can get the help of a paid professional if you'd prefer.
So once we were given the resource allocation, how much money we were going to spend, we looked at how would we actually spend that money. So Joseph has a circle of support where people help us to think about how best to spend that money and how best to get him a life, and have lots of open discussion about that. So the people on the circle are people who love and care about him, maybe some people who are paid to be in his life as well, and just really had some goals and vision of where we were actually moving on to. So a lot of the stuff in the early days was just about him getting a life, evenings, weekends, school holidays, but the plan has really happened in a lot quicker way than we probably planned. So he's gone from being able to go on holiday to Florida, to be able to go on to college, to be able to go on and do some voluntary work, to now actually getting the keys to his own house.
Once you then have an idea of how much money you've got for that whole year, you then have something called a support plan, which is again very, very different, because the first questions it asks you is, what is the most important thing in your life? I've never been asked that before. And if you ask me what is the most important thing in my life, it's not how many times I go to the toilet or what I have to eat or what clothes I wear, although yes, they are important. But the most important thing in my life is my husband and my son and keeping out of hospital.
In the support plan, we looked at a 7-day a week, and we looked at what natural support he would have, and what two-to-one support he needed and what one-to-one support he needed, what activities he did during the day, what leisure time he had at night, what chilling out time he did in the evening or at weekends, and we looked at all that and planned it together, me and my husband.
What Individual Budgets has really done is help people to think about doing things in a very different way. For some people that has been quite difficult, because they felt that there isn't permission to do that, or it's not okay to do it. So we've spent a lot of time with people reassuring them that actually it's fine, and the solutions people often come up with are a whole lot better than the solutions we have.
I made my plan with Karen, my wife. We looked at the things that were important, the things we needed to continue to do, any new things we needed to look at. Pretty much what could we do to carry on living as we had been. You know, we've always said we just want a life, we don't want a service.
Well, I had to make a plan with my social worker, and she asked me what I liked doing and what I didn't like doing, and what I would like Pam to do, and what I could actually do with Pam. If I wanted to go anywhere and do things, I can do it, and pay people to take me.
I thought about my own care needs first, then my family needs. That is my role as son, dad, and grandparent. Lastly, my own enjoyment.
So did you enjoy writing your support plan? We need to put down things we can't do. But you have to do that to identify what you want to change, yes. So it's something you have to go through to get a better outcome, yes.
For some people, what they like to do is talk to someone else who is already using an individual budget.
Few things I thought were great when the social care staff and the old individual budgets users were assisting the new people who were thinking of going on individual budgets, and said to think outside of the box when doing our support plans.
I made my plan with my mum, with a family friend, and with help from Caroline Tomlinson. And we spent not ages, but time talking about it, and then putting things down on piece of papers and all this lot. And then eventually we asked Caroline down and she looked at it and all, you know, and she helped us. And then we sent it in and it was all agreed. And everyone said that's the best plan they've ever seen in their careers.
I think the most important things about the support plan was the flexibility and the choices. Keith knew himself where he needed the support and where he needed the help. He knew really best how to help himself. And it was just taking that and adapting that into the support plan. Some of the things were quite imaginative, but for him, it's changed his life.
I think thinking of my plan was quite a good experience, really, because it gave me some time to think what I want to be doing.
People do start thinking about how their whole life is going to work. So they start thinking about the possibilities. And I think in George's case, he was thinking in terms of actually having a holiday. And so while he was actually writing his support plan, he could just do it.
So I phoned up my friend, Abraham, who was actually in the process of booking a holiday. I'd recently told him that I was being allocated some money for a holiday, and he said, "Would you like to go?" And I said, "Well, yes, that'd be nice, you know, but I won't infringe on your privacy with your partner." And he said, "No, not at all. You're like a brother to me." And it was so. And he said, "We're going to Tunisia," and I said, "How much is it?" And I said, "Book it." So they booked it, and I wrote them out a cheque to pay for it.
I know that in George's case that his care coordinator was talking in terms of respite care for him. Now, the respite care would have been in a registered home, so he would have had a break from his home, but it would not have been as life-enhancing, I think, as going somewhere like Tunisia.